today, the segment Upon Reflection, I have two beautiful, intelligent, and talented young women with me in the studio. But without further ado, I'll let them introduce themselves. So I'll start with the lady on my left. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, Andy.
Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ida Faal. I'm the founder of Ida Faal Autos. Ida Faal, it's an online vehicle platform center that we specialize in car diagnostics, electronics, and also the founder of Ida Cultivate Foundation, which train young people, especially girls, on skills related to automotive technology and electronics. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, there you heard her. That's Ida Faal. And to my right, I will let her also introduce herself. Hello and welcome.
Hello, everybody. I go by the name Fatoumatta Buwareh, a student from Management Development Institute, majoring in international relations, finally in my HND final semester. And I am also a startup business. I have a business called Tima Aisha Collection, whereby I deal in fashion. First
question I would actually throw to Ida Faal. You're in a line of business where it's actually dominated by a lot of men. What got you to say, I want to get into auto mechanics in a country like the Gambia?
Well, Andy, I will say passion. So basically, I grew up in Latrikunda Sabiji. And when you talk about Latrikunda Sabi, that's the center of a used spare parts market in this country. So growing up as a teenager, I was fascinated about how cars work, how they move. I want to know, what is this? Who made them? How did they communicate? So, and then I started selling spare parts when I was still going to high school. I will see all those spare parts lingering around and I will ask you, what is this? You tell me the current stuff, then I'll go research, what does it do? And then I'll tell somebody, my friends, your daddy has a car, your uncle has a car. So if it has a breakdown, let me know, let me sell you that. But then my mom never wants me to become a mechanic because in my family, that's a career path that is not for a woman. So my mom wanted me to become a banker. So since she was sponsoring my education, I had to go through school, I had to graduate, I had to do business, ICM, business studies, and I majored in business law. Then upon graduation, I went looking for a job, but the job hunt wasn't easy by my side. There are certain companies and certain people, they will subject you to do certain things that was not in line with my value as a human and who I want to become. I said no. So that's how I started researching, and that's how I started knowing that there was a gap when I was starting back in 2017. There was a big gap in the skill industry. Now, people are improving and young people are in the skill sector market. But when we were starting, it was a very huge gap. Then I was like, okay, let me be my own boss. Let me pick a domain and then venture into it. But then auto mechanic was the first choice because it was all over the place. So that's how I get into it. I go to SOSTPC. That's how I do my training. And then I did my practicals at Alice Garage. I remember I was in that garage for 3 months without holding a spawner because they will say that you are a girl. What are you doing here? And I fully remember when I went to SOSTPC to pick up a form, Mr. Emmanuel, he is my friend now, my mentor. He just looked at me and said, what are you here to do? I said, I'm here to pick a form because I want to become a mechanic. He looked at me and he was like, you're joking. You cannot become a mechanic. You're too cute. You have small fingers. You had to go to the motherhood training. So it's my determination, my passion, and the love that I have for vehicles that get me into this journey. But oh boy, it was rough.
It was rough, and I like that it was love and passion that got you into this. Hi, Fatoumatta, I want to also turn to you now. You are a student and you also have a startup business.
Yeah.
Tell us, what got you to do business?
I think basically there were 3 things that got me to help be into this field, because one of them was passion, the interest I had in it, and also the goals that I set for myself. Because I think if you have passion for something, there is the zeal and willingness to do more in order for you to see it like it's been achieved. And this builds your interest as a person. And through this journey or the process of building the interest you have in the thing that you're doing, it's going to help you set your goals, like prioritize the things that you think are best, and also not being able or not being involved in anything that is going to like jeopardize your goals or your ambitions in there.
Thank you. Tell me more about this business that you have.
So basically, Tima Aisha collection is something that came up when I applied for a training with IOM back in last year. It was being held at Kamses. Yeah, so I went through the training for like 2 months, 2 weeks. After open graduation, they were like, we should register a business because it was a training and you needed to have what it takes to run like the business. So through this journey, it wasn't really easy because I had to like go to school, close from school. I had to like dodge some classes in order to be at the training field or the training center, because they were like, if you miss a class, you were not like going eligible to become like be granted the funds that they were giving out. So I had to like balance myself. In order for me like to be successful in this journey, I needed to re-strategize in the process and also make things that like I feel is worth it. And this was what gave me the opportunity to be where I am today. Because right now I can say people know my business, but they don't know me because I do share through online to my friends and all that. So they post through their statuses and also send to other people. So sometimes when people meet me, they will like, oh, so you are the owner of Tima Aisha Collection.
I like that.
I'm like, yes. I never knew, but I said yes because it's the business that you should know. You should not know
person.
me. Yeah. Unless and until we have like an interaction, then you would know this is the person that is like running Tima Aisha Collection.
Thank you very much. I've always wanted to ask this question to women in business, and I think I'm just going to ask both of you, but then you give me your take and you also give me your take. How is it like doing business in the Gambia?
If I say this easy, it's not easy, definitely, especially in the domain that I am. So what gives me an edge in Ida Faal Autos, it's when I started, I remember I was in my garage at Jimpex Road. For a whole month, I have no customers.
Wow, a whole month?
A whole month.
Your garage is open.
It's open.
You have your tools and everything?
I have my tools, I have everything, I have my girls, and I have no customers.
Why?
So that's where it comes from. That's where the female attached to my name come from. That's where people will look at me and say, does she really know her stuff? Is she really qualified? Because this is a domain known for men. What is she doing in this domain? She should be somewhere else. And then all the mechanic companies in the Gambia will call me and tell me, come market for us. I was like, oh no. I have all these girls to inspire. I want them to have careers in auto mechanics in this country. I just don't want it to be a male domain. I want it to be a gender free from being a male or being a man, female, but still in that domain. The only customers where I was having, Andy, were my fellow men counterparts.
Oh.
Mechanics who knows that I was good at fault finding and diagnostic. So I said, and then I felt my business has to close down because I was having no customers. Then I'll look at myself and I was like, what should I do different? What innovation should I add? How will I have a key in this industry as a woman? That's when I look at the automotive industry in the Gambia. We are still backward. There is no technology involved in it. You want your car to be serviced right now, you're going to do it online, you have to go all the way. You want to buy spare parts, you have to go all the way. What about having an app, a website that you can have everything, buy a car, shop online, and do everything on the comfort of your home? Why not bring the garage to our customers in their homes? They don't need to come to us. We had to go to them. So I need, that was the edge that I had in the business, and that's where I start doing that. And that's how I start telling people that, you know what, I'm only specialized in electronics. If a car is break down and all the mechanics cannot fix it, bring it to us and we will fix it. That's how we start having an edge. So the challenge is to make people recognize us that we are women and we have the capabilities, we have the technical know-how, and this is something we want to do, and this is what we are doing. That was the biggest challenge, and that was the biggest obstacle, because a business is there to solve a problem. But if the people don't want you to solve the problem that you are telling them to solve, then you are out of business. So that was the biggest challenge, and we overcome that.
I'm glad you did. And Fatoumatta, what's your take? How's it like doing business in the Gambia?
So I would start with, it's not an easy journey, because looking at the environment and the dynamics at which people relate to things is different. So being an entrepreneur and also owning a business in the Gambia, especially when you are a lady, it's very difficult, especially when you are in the domain that is mostly dominated by men. And especially, I can take her for an example, because looking at the field in which she is right now, barely you might see a lady, because right now I think there are 2 ladies only that I know in the Gambia.
The whole country?
Yes.
Wow.
Just Ida and the other lady,
Fatoumatta.
yes. So those are the 2 people that I know. But looking at the space that I am in, that is the fashion industry, everybody now is like into fashion. Yeah. And people are not there to only solve problems, they are just there to have fun. So understanding these circumstances as a person and also owning a business is key, because okay, at some point you might face biases or stereotypes in the process, but having the passion in what you're doing makes you excel in the journey. Because soko sete beset, niti yeb nekuñ bena, niti yeb bokuñ jëmukaay, and everybody has their way of getting things done. So you believing in yourself and you making sure that you can do this gives you the edge in also like in doing the things that you're doing as a person.
Great. And what do you think the future of women in business is going to be like in the Gambia? Let's say it in now against 3 years.
Okay, so
what do you see?
Yes. So in my opinion, I think a lot of people are now venturing into business because they are getting to understand the situation surrounding it, because it gives self-independence, like it gives you the opportunity to network, to collaborate with different types of people, and also it serves you out there, because sometimes you might come across certain people that you think, okay, come bokulen space, but it is through these business interactions or networking that you get the chance to like communicate to them. Yes. And also the workspace that you find yourself at some time. Because in the Gambia, people believe some businesses are only doing business because they don't have a future with it. There is no innovation. There is no, vision. Because futuristic vision is important at some point in everybody's life.
I like that, futuristic vision. Yeah.
So venturing into something that you are not sure of, or you don't have any planned business plan, and it's going to die out at some point. Because, okay, you are not investing, you are not ready to take the risk as a person, and you are not also taking into consideration what might happen in the next 3 years. As a business, if you're surviving, you're looking up to like expanding at some point, and also not even like internally, but internationally. Because doing a business, it gives people the edge to be like, okay, I can do this, and I am doing it right. So, yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Ida Faal, what are some of the tips you can tell us, or for people who are watching right now, some tips to grow your company? Because I know, you are a startup, you are also kind of like a startup, but what are some of the tips you can give them so that someone who's also having a startup will do, or steps that they can follow to also grow their business, especially women?
I always love that question, and I get that question a lot from young people who want to have a career in the male domain. What the tips that I'm going to give them, it's determination. It's self-assurance in yourself and what are you bringing in the table? Why are you different? It's master your skills. There is no magic. You have to start it from the bottom up. You cannot jump no step. You have to take one step at a time. You have to reach out to those people who are in the game before you, and self-tutor. Most of the things that I know today, I didn't learn it from no school. There is not any school that will teach you certain things there. You have to self-true to yourself. Use the internet on your best ability. Search for problems. It's always there. I get stuck every day sometimes dealing with cars, especially these new electronic cars. And nobody's going to teach me. But I'll always refer back to YouTube. Mom or father, YouTube is there. Take them one step at a time and learn it. So learning, it's a never-ending process. And it's the only way that you can tell people that this is who I am and this is what I am selling. I always tell people that if you don't tell the world who you are, the world will never know who you are. So telling the world who you are doesn't only stop by telling the world who you are, but also giving the world something, a legacy, that even if you're not here, that legacy will live on. So I'm just going to tell them that, yes, self-discernance, assertion, and also telling the world who you are. That's a tip.
Well, that's a very good tip. And for you as well, other young women who are watching, and what are some of the things that you can tell them to help them grow their business?
One thing I would always refer back to is resilience, because being a young person, there are a lot of difficulties. Because you cannot grow without mistakes. You learn from the things that you stumble upon. And this is being resilient helps you develop the things and also make the changes that you want to achieve, or also make the impacts that you want to. So the next generation of young leaders, I am very young as well, looking forward to greater things and a greater future as well. Some of the things that I say to myself in the process is, Fatoumatta, you're young, you have time. There are certain things that you are doing now. When you reach the age of 30, you will not be able to do them anymore. Mm-hmm. So this is the time you need to start. You need to act fast and also be strategic about it. Mm-hmm. Yes. So to my fellow young people, especially women that are growing up and looking forward to other people or being something in the future, be resilient, know your purpose in life, and also understand the dynamics as to which women grow into. Mm-hmm. So giving the thoughts of this, it prepares you. It doesn't break you as a person, but it molds you into a version of yourself. Because Soko Setebe said, the Flade may jump, but also it gives you the ability as well.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people out there, not just women or, not just the women, I mean, the guys as well, of course, we are here. And sometimes you want to start a business. Why don't they just start? I'm too challenging guy by you switch okay, now I'm into auto mechanics. Small boss, you who know small call nyari on. Now I don't want to do auto mechanics again. I'm going to do carpentry. People need to be able to stay focused. If this is what you want to do, you have to be able to put your all into it, and like you said, be ready to climb step by step. You just don't start from 0 and go to 10. Yes, there are some rare cases where people will start from 1 and then by some good means or whatever, they are in step number 8, which is there. But most of the time, you actually have to go through that process. And that's why people will say, trust the process. You really have to trust the process. Because if you cannot trust the process, then there's no point. So, so I think people out there also need to know some of these things. And the ability to be able to have a business plan is something we need to talk. And I mean, a lot of people have great ideas. No business plan.
Yes.
Let's talk about business plans now. How important is it for someone to have a business plan? Because in money, I'm not it's not. Trust me.
Yes, we cannot overemphasize the importance of a business plan. It's just like, I'll always take the example of a business plan, like going to the market to prepare a meal. If you want to cook, let's say, domoda, peanut butter soup, you have to go to the market. The main course there is peanut butter, it's dege. So if you don't have the dege, you cannot prepare the domoda that you want to cook. Yeah. So business plan, it's a guide for every business. It's a guide to know who are your partners. Who are your collaboration? It's a guide to know what are you selling? Who are your competitors? What are you doing ahead from them? Who are your targeted audience? What is the channel that you're going to, what is the channel boy use pull meet you know? So I'm into auto mechanic. I'm targeting the car owners, companies that have cars. I'm not going to target the people in the just selling clothes because I'm not going to make anything on the clothes. Yeah. There are people in your hand lolu moy sen domain bi. But then Andy, Gambia, I have been meeting a lot of talent, young entrepreneurs, and even people that are inspiring to be entrepreneurs. They have these great ideas in their head. Just yesterday, I was having a meeting with my colleagues, and some of them had like tangible ideas, but then they don't know how to communicate. They don't know where to start. And a business plan is not, like it's something big. It's a very small thing. It can be just a paper and mere paper. And then you start. What is the name of my business? What am I selling? Who am I targeting? How will they get it? How much am I selling it with? So that is a business plan. I think it's something that young people should really learn how to do. And the business canvas model, it's very easy. It's just an 8 or 9 step that you can use, and that should be every day on your board. So I say to Alec. So that's the goal.
I mean, instead of just being on TikTok the whole day or just trying to look for a car, as they call it, you can use some of at least an hour or so to research. How do we get to write a proper business plan, or look at other business plans that you can find online, compared with yours, and see where you stand? That will go a long way. I know you also have something to do with social media. What is the effect of social media for one's business?
Social media, it's like an intermediary between a person's business and the audience out there, because businesses, I can say most businesses don't understand the market, and they don't have a targeted niche at that. So social media management or marketing, I can call it, it sells outside your comfort zone. Because if at all you have a shop and people only know you have a shop, the people internationally or the people that cannot have access to your shop would not know what you are selling. So you have to use the social media, to sell your business out there, to also make people know that this is what you are into, and yes, you have this and that. So social media is very important in marketing as well as helping a business grow to the higher heights as well. And I advise every business out there to make good use of the social media because it sells a lot as well.
Well, of course. Before we round up, what are some of encouraging words you want to give to people who are watching you right now?
I will start telling them, please come to my shop. What are you guys waiting for?
Ida Faal.
Come to Ida Faal Autos. I have been saying you people sharing my posts on social media, telling me congratulations. I need those congratulations messages in my shop. So what I will tell them, it's to young people, to young men and young women out there, be determined. But again, I will always emphasize on the skill sector market, because in the Gambia here, you will hear our authorities saying that we don't have first-class technicians in this country, which I will say it's 50-50 correct, because young people, if you do raise, and it's not that easy like you guys think it's easy, you have to start from scratch. Apprenticeship, it's very important. It's key. Mënuloo ma wax ne yow da nga bëgg a defar butéeli ndox bii nii, but xamuloo ingredients you ko def. You don't know how to mold it, and you just want to make money. Tailor bëgg a xaalis, it's one of the main reasons lu tax suñ xale yi seen jànga métier bi du dee éega. Parce que yow da nga bëgg a ñëw sa boss every day, sa boss di la jox $50, but xamuloo sa boss bi nu moo amee $50 boobu. So what I'm telling them, if you want to have a career in the skill sector market, the skill sector market mo amee economy Gambia bi is the only way we can strive as a nation. Is the only way we can build our motherland. Dem leen ngeen jànga métier. Jànga leen métier xaar leen ko fa dara yombut. But you know, back faculty. So that is what I am appealing to the young people. Even if you're in the University of the Gambia, you are doing computer science, don't just focus on the papers. Go out there and look for the practical knowledge. Because
It's the practical knowledge that will secure your future out there. Just not what you have in the paper, but what you can do and what you can deliver. As a business owner, I will not employ anybody that just have certificate on your paper and cannot deliver anything in a real life. So please go back and learn your skills. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fatoumatta.
So what I would advise to the young people of the Gambia is to take ownership as well as be respectful. Because if you take ownership of your livelihood, then it yields great success. Looking at the sectors in the Gambia, we have different sectors. And it's not everybody that can be employed in an office. Because we are not everybody is meant for the office.
Oh yeah.
Some people are like technically oriented. And others are like the other way around. And understanding these different capabilities, or I can say it abilities, makes you invest in your personal growth as well. Because taking ownership in the process, it's like shaping your future in as well. And also making sure that the things that you yearn for are achieved. So I would advise every young Gambian out there to take ownership, be respectful, and as well be able to contribute in the sustainable development of the Gambia.
Well, thank you very much. I just spoke to Ida Faal and Fatoumatta Buwareh on the Daily Dose podcast segment upon reflection. My name is Andy Spike. We want to say thank you very much for watching, but please do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and of course YouTube at Daily Dose Plus. Until we come your way again next time in the next episode, thank you very much for watching, and you guys take care of yourselves. Bye for now.